Hey there, and welcome to another episode of biology. Today, we are looking at the excretory system in planarians, in annelids, and in insects. In the previous class, we looked at the excretory system in protozoans, and sufficiently, we did justice to that. Do not forget that these tutorials, these episodes, they are brought to you by the O3SCHOOLS JAMB CBT practice application. And if you have made a personal decision to pass your JAMB exam at once, get the application now. Please get it now. Activate it fully. It's available for your Android phones, available for your iPhones, available for your laptops, available for your MacBooks, and any other device across platforms. Please ensure you get the app immediately and start practicing for your exam. Okay, you are guaranteed success with the app. Trust me, if you diligently study with the application, there's no way you won't pass your exam. It has all the past questions. There's a question search feature. There's a classroom with lecture notes or study notes. There's a study plan also. There's a JAMB syllabus in the classroom. The app is loaded. Then there's also a mock challenge on the app every Saturday. You can see these features that I'm showing you currently, okay? All of these are present in the application. All right, please make the most of it. Start immediately so that you can maximize utility. Okay, so let us look at a past question from the app. This is a 1998 question number 20. It says, in which of the following groups of animals is the Malpighian tubule found? Malpighian tubule. Okay, A says in lizards, snakes, and frogs. B says in crickets, houseflies, and grasshoppers. C says in millipedes, centipedes, and scorpions. This is earthworms, roundworms, and flatworms. Okay, so we're going to get back to this question and many more at the end of the class and not before, because at O3SCHOOLS we pride ourselves in giving you value first. So let us go to the board and quickly we'll talk about what the excretory system in planarians first. Okay, so we're looking at what planarians first. Okay, and planarians, they have a simple method of getting rid of waste, okay? They use a system that is called protonephridia, okay? They use a system called protonephridia, okay? All right, so what the system sufficiently does is to help filter out fluids, okay? This system, this protonephridia, okay, it works, okay, like a basic filter, okay, for what? For fluids, okay? So how does this work basically in the planarians? No planarians, for example, the one I'm talking about, example is what? Flatworms, okay? Okay, planarians like what? Like flatworms. Okay, please take note of that. All right. So of course, their main excretory organ, okay, is what is the flame cells. I'm sure I've talked about that before, isn't it? For flatworms, okay, the main excretory organ is the flame cell. So they use a system called what? Protonephridia. This protonephridia acts as what? As the basic filter for their body fluid. It acts as a basic filter for their body fluids. Okay, so now how does this system work? This protonephridia, how does it work? Number one, we have the flame cells. Okay, so in the system we have number one, the flame cells. Please, if you want to write, if you want to jot, whatever you want to do, ensure you have sufficient notes, okay, from the class that will help you, okay, to revise. Okay, so number one, the system works. Number one, we have the flame cells. Flame cells, okay, and these flame cells, they are special structures. They are special structures, okay, with tiny air-like structures called cilia. With tiny air-like structure, air-like structures, okay, known as what? As cilia. And why are they called flame cells? Okay, the reason why they're called flame cells is because if you look at them with a microscope, okay, they look like what? Like a flickering flame, flame, okay? So this is why we call them flame cells, okay? We say they are special structures with air-like air-like structures called cilia, okay? And of course, they move like a what? Like a flickering what? Like a flickering what? Flame, like we said. Okay, that these flame cells, they move like a flickering what? Flame. All right, and they help to what? Pull in waste. They help to pull in waste and extra water. Help to pull in waste and what? And extra water. Okay, so in this protonephridial system, in this protonephridial system, okay, the first phase is what is the flame cells. Then the next phase is what is the tubules. Okay, the tubules. Number 2, the tubules. Okay, now these tubules, they are tiny tubes. So the waste will move from what? From the flame cell to what? To the tubes. Okay, to tiny tubes that are called what? Tubules. And these tubules, they are connected. They're easily connected to what? To the flame what? Cells. Okay, please take note of that. All right, so these tubules, they are connected to the flame cell, and of course there are tiny tubes through which what? This waste moves from the what? From the flame cells. Okay, please take note of that. And then lastly, we now have what? The excretory pores. Number 3, excretory pores. Okay, now the waste is then what? Of course, pushed out of the body. Okay, pushed out of the organism. Okay, through small openings. Okay, the waste that has been moving from the flame cell to the tubules. Okay, it gets to the excretory pores, and then they are pushed out. They are pushed out of what? The organism. Okay, through small openings. Through small what? Openings, okay, on the surface, through small openings on the surface. So this is basically how what the system works. Okay, all right. So they use a system called protonephridial, which acts as a basic filter for the body fluids, like we have said. And then the system works, number 1, by what? Using flame cells. We say flame cells are special structures. Okay, so they have tiny air-like structures called cilia, and it moves like a flickering flame, and also what explain why we call them flame cells, because if you look at them, if you observe them under what? The microscope, they look like a flame. Okay, so and then from the flame cells it goes to the tubules. Okay, the tubules, they are what? They are tiny what? Openings. Okay, that are tiny tubes through which what the extra waste, or through which the waste move from the flame cells. Okay, and then of course you now have what? The excretory pores, where what? The waste is pushed out of what? Of the body through small opening, okay, on the surface. Please take note of the system. The excretory system in the planarians is very, very important. And since planarians live in water, this system basically helps them to remove extra water, to remove excess extra water. Okay, take note of that. This system helps them to remove extra water. They live basically in water. Okay, they're mainly aquatic, so this system helps them to remove extra water. While other waste like ammonia, like ammonia simply leaves through the skin. Okay, please take note of that. So that is what the excretory system in planarians in a simple, short, and in a very, very understandable form. So that will now take us to the excretory system in annelids. Okay, so in annelids like earthworm, earthworm. So what happens in earthworms? So earthworms, they have a more kind of developed excretory system. Earthworms have a more developed, annelids rather, like earthworms, they have a more developed excretory system. Even like other invertebrates like arthropods and mollusks. Okay, they have a more developed excretory system. Okay, so let us take a look at how it works. So annelids like the earthworm. Okay, like I've said earlier, rather, has a well-developed excretory system. Okay, consisting of a system called nephridia. Nephridia. Okay, singular is nephridium. Nephridium is singular. This is plural. This is singular. Okay, so earthworm, they have a developed excretory system that consists of nephridia. Okay, singular is nephridium, that helps them to remove excess waste from the body. Okay, so there are about 3 types of this nephridia. Okay, number 1, we have the one that we call the septal nephridia. Septal nephridia. This septal nephridia is found in between what? The body segment. It's found between the body segment or what? Partitions. Okay? Body segment or partitions. Okay? And it helps them to what? To remove waste. Septal nephridia is found between body segments. You know how those partitions in the body of the worms are. Okay, so it is found between around what? The body segment or that partition, and then it helps them to what? To remove what? Waste. To remove waste from what? From the body fluids. Helps them to remove waste from the body fluids. Then number two, we also have another type of nephridia, okay, called the integumentary. Okay, integumentary. Okay, this one what is found in what? In the body walls. In the body walls, okay, and it's helps to what? To excrete waste, okay, through what? Small openings. It helps them to excrete waste through small openings called nephridiopause. Okay, so this integumentary nephridia is found what? Between what? The body walls, and it's helps to what? To excrete what? Waste. Okay, through small openings called what? Nephridiopause. Then lastly, there's another one called the pharyngeal. Okay, the pharyngeal what? Nephridia. Okay, pharyngeal nephridia. Okay, and this pharyngeal nephridia is found near the throat region. Throat region, and it's what also what helps in what? In excretion. Okay, so these are the three types of what? Of nephridia. So like I've said, the earthworm has what? A system. It consists of what? Of nephridia. Okay, it consists of nephridia that helps them to expel or remove waste, okay, from the body. All right, so and we'll say there are three types of those nephridia. We have the septal nephridia, which is found between the body segment or partitions and helps us to remove what? Waste from the body fluids. We have the integumentary, okay, which is found between the body walls and helps to what? Remove waste through small openings called nephridiopause. Okay, and they also have the pharyngeal what? Nephridia, which is found in the throat region, that also helps them what? In excretion. So basically, how does this system work? Please, if you're watching this video and you have not liked, you are not following us on Facebook, you are not subscribing to our YouTube channel, you are not following us on TikTok, what you are doing is very, very wrong. See, in fact, it's complete wickedness. Okay, please ensure you follow us on all social media platforms. Even this, if you're watching from Facebook right now, please click on that follow near what? The O3SCHOOLS page. Just click on the follow. That's all. All right. I can not have up to 1,000 subscribers on or followers on Facebook, where more than 1,000 people are watching the video. Okay, it does not make sense. Okay, please ensure you follow us, support us, so that I can also assist you better. Okay. So now, how does this system work? We have seen what the nephridia, the earthworm, okay, consists of, but how does the system work? So number one, it starts with what? With the nephridia itself. Okay, so the first stage is what? Is with the nephridia. Okay, and nephridia will help to to filter waste. Number one, what? The nephridia, and the nephridia will help to to filter waste like what? Like ammonia and urea from the body fluid. Okay, so nephridia, first of all, that's where it starts from. Okay, so it filters ammonia and urea from the body fluids. Then after this it also goes to to tubules. Okay, number two, the waste then comes to the tubules. The waste travels through tubules and is expelled through small openings, okay, like what? Like the nephridiopause. Sorry, my marker is failing. Through small openings called what? Called nephridiopause. Okay, so now it starts with nephridia, and nephridia will help to filter the waste like ammonia and urea from the body fluid. Okay, then it goes to the tubules. Okay, the waste will travel through the tubules, and it is now expelled through small openings called the nephridiopause. Okay, please take note of that. So this is how the system works in Annelids, like what? Like the earthworms, This is how what the system would work. So they have a more developed what excretory system. Okay, they have a more developed excretory system, and this system helps them to what to maintain water balance. The system helps them to maintain water balance, and to also get rid of what waste, and to also what get rid of waste. Okay, so this is the excretory system of what and annelids. Now that will not take us to, of course, the last one, which is what the excretory system in insects. Excretory system in insects. I will have said that what are the major, looking at the main organ for excretion, okay, for in insects is called what? The Malpighian tubules. We talked about it in the previous class, isn't it? Okay, we talked about it in the previous class. The main excretory organ for insects is the Malpighian tubule. So how does the excretory system in insects work? So let us take a look at it. So insects, they have what a well-developed excretory system that help them to remove waste and also to maintain water balance. As you know, insects, they need to conserve water, isn't it? And so that they can be able to stay in dry environments. Okay, so how do they do this? They use the Malpighian tubule, which is what the main excretory organ in the insects. Okay, so talk about the Malpighian tubule. Okay, this Malpighian tubule is a thin hair-like tube, okay, that floats in the insect blood. It floats in the insect's blood. Okay, that is what's in the word, the hemolymph. Okay, so these Malpighian tubules, they are thin hair-like tubes, okay, that floats in the insect blood, okay, called the hemolymph. And what do? Okay, basically they absorb uric acid. They absorb uric acid. They absorb uric acid and excess salt from the blood. Okay, uric acid and excess salt from the blood. Okay, so that is what the Malpighian tubule. They are thin hair-like tubes that float in the insect blood. That is the hemolymph. Okay, and their principal function is to absorb uric acid. Okay, they absorb uric acid and excess salt from the blood. So now, how does this system work? Okay, so basically it begins with what? With the Malpighian tubule. Okay, so now what does it do after it has it has absorbed nitrogenous waste like uric acid. Okay, what does that? It dumps it, or it pushes it to the hind gut. It pushes it to the hind gut, which is the next phase, okay, in the excretory system of an insect. Okay, so after the Malpighian tubule has absorbed, okay, the uric acid and other nitrogenous waste, okay, it dumps it in the hind gut. Okay, and this hind gut, what happens is that reabsorption happens. Okay, those nutrients, those excess water that is still needed, okay, is reabsorbed into the system, and then the ones that are not needed are now pushed further into the next phase, which is the excretion phase. Okay, and the remaining waste is removed, okay, or is expelled from the body of the insect, okay, through the anus, okay, through the anus, the one way they call nyash, okay, through the anus of the insect. Okay, so that's basically what happens. Okay, so for an insect, the Malpighian tubule is the main excretory organ. Okay, it absorbs nitrogenous waste, okay, like uric acid, and it's also absorbs excess salt from the blood. And then what the insect does to dump it from the Malpighian tubule, the content of the Malpighian tubule is what is dumped, okay, in the hind gut. Okay, and in the hind gut, reabsorption happens. Reabsorption happens. Okay, reabsorption, it happens. All right, and at this stage, what happens is that all the nutrients, okay, the water, okay, that is still needed, okay, is reabsorbed, and then the waste, okay, is now pushed to the excretion stage, where it is pushed out of the body or expelled, okay, through the anus. And like I said, this system is very, very, very important for many reasons. Number one is because of the fact that they are insects, and they need to conserve water. Okay, they need to conserve water, so it makes them to be able to stay in dry environment. Helps them to be able to stay in dry environments. Okay, please take note of that. And this system helps insect to maintain osmotic balance. It helps insect to maintain osmotic balance, okay, and also helps them to stay hydrated. Okay, so that is what happens in insects. Okay, so I'll look at what the planarians, we'll look at the annelids, and we'll look at the insects, and I'm sure that if you are sleeping and you are asked any question relating to the excretory system, meaning of this organism, it will be very, very easy for you to answer. So please, have I not tried? Give this video a like. Follow the O3SCHOOLS page. Follow Master T. Okay, on his Facebook. All right. Follow our TikTok account, and of course, keep sharing our videos. Let us go to past questions, and we're out of here. 1998, number 20. It says here, in which of the following groups of animals is the Mafigan taboo found? Okay, A says lizards, snakes, and frogs. No. B says cricket, houseflies, and grasshoppers. Yes, because they are insects. C says millipedes, centipedes, and scorpions. D says earthworms, roundworms, and flatworms. Correct answer there obviously is option B, crickets, houseflies, and grasshoppers. And please take note of it as well, that this system, okay, this system is very, very, very used. It's much used by insects that live on the land. Okay, like for example, your grasshoppers. Okay, for example, beetles. Okay, and even ants. Okay, so it's very, very, very useful to them. Okay, so cricket, houseflies, and grasshoppers, they are insects. So correct answer will be option B. Now, 2009, number 47, which of the following animals is most adapted for water conservation? Okay, that would be what? Insects. So I have earthworms, mammals, flatworms, and insects. Insects is very, very correct. Okay, because of where they live. Okay, they say which of the following structures, functions are the excretory system found in earthworms? 2020, number 25. Okay, the other question was 2009, number 47. This is 2020, number 25. Which of the following structures, functions as an excretory system found in flatworm? A says contractile vacuole, B say nephridium, C say flame cell, D say Mafigan taboo. Flatworm flame cell. FF, flatworm flame cell. Do not ever forget that. Okay, if you forgot any of them, you see flat worm starts with F. Flame cell starts with what? With F. Okay, please take note of that. Then, of course, okay. So there are so many other questions you encounter during the course. Okay, of your use of the application. Please ensure you chew them, scatter them. Okay, do not forget to say thank you for this video. All right, I will see you in the next class where we'll talk about the excretory system in man. All right, I'm sure that is part I'll be waiting for. I'm sure I'm going to have an interesting time. See you there.